A very good morning to all of you. Let us continue chapter 4 of civics. In the previous class, you studied about the discrimination between boys and girls and what role played by society in this discrimination. Now let us know about the value of the work of a housewife. Valuing housework. It is quite demanding but is hardly recognized. The work a woman performs at home, like looking after the family, tending the sick, looking, cooking, washing, etc., is not considered worthwhile. As a wife, mother, and daughter in law, she has to perform various chores at home. But a housewife is looked down upon in society. She is not paid for the work at home, which is devalued by the family and society. The housewife works non-stop from dawn to the late at night without reward or appreciation. This is unfair. What women do at home is taken for granted. It is generally assumed that housework comes naturally to women. Let us look at the life of a village woman. She has to carry firewood from the jungle, which is heavy and difficult to gather. Then she has to fetch water from far away places. Odd jobs like washing clothes, sweeping, and cooking requires a lot of physical exercise. Household work drains out a lot of energy due to standing for long hours in front of hot stoves. The work of a housewife is no less than that of a man in terms of strength and stamina, physical labor, and toil. In some families, women work both inside and as well as outside the house. This is referred to as double burden of a woman's work. Here you can see the picture of village woman. She have to perform extra tasks like collecting firewood or water from far away places. Now, lives of domestic workers. Housewives are helped in their domestic chores by domestic helpers. Well to do families in towns and cities employ female domestic workers. But in villages, domestic workers are less frequently employed because of large joint families. Sometimes young boys and girls are work as domestic helpers in villages. The life of a domestic worker is quite tough. Often she is employed in many homes. Her duty begins at 5 o'clock in the morning and continues till late night. She has to sweep, mop floors, and scrub utensils. She also has to cook, cut vegetables, wash clothes, and look after children. Despite her hard work, she gets a low salary. A domestic servant's work is looked down upon in our society. Therefore, there are no provisions for leave and other benefits. She has to work in several homes and in between rush to her home to do work. Now, women's work and equality. Our constitution does not discriminate against women. Means in our constitution, for men and women, the provisions are the same. They are not unequal. Everyone, male or female, is equal in the eyes of law. Same fundamental rights are guaranteed to women too as to men. In actual practice, however, there is discrimination against women in the family, at workplace, and in society at large. Let's look at the form and substance of inequality between men and women. Number one, lack of education. Girls are kept away from school so that they can help in the household work and look after siblings. Number 2, malnutrition. The age old tradition that women eat last and the least results in malnutritioned offsprings. And third, poor health. Being a woman leads to getting less attention from the family, where males are given preference to females in diet and medical attention, etc. And number 4, male dominated. There are fewer jobs for women as compared to men because of obvious reasons. The government has taken many steps to help women and bridge the inequality. So, our government tried their best to bring men and women equal. To help women go outside and work, the government has set up Anganwadis or child care centers in several villages. Here, working women can drop their children when going to work. Other activities at Anganwadis are given education and training to women. The government has made it mandatory for organizations having more than 30 women employees to provide crèche facilities. These steps will certainly encourage women to cross the four walls of their home and venture out. The government has also reserved 33% of panchayat posts for women. Recently, a law has been passed to enable women to inherit their father's agricultural land. A few has also been passed making domestic violence as a punishable offence. The union government launched a scheme called Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao in January 2015. It aims at encouraging birth of girl child and education of girls. The image of an Indian woman is fast changing. There is equal opportunity for women in all work areas. Therefore, firemen are now called firefighters. Air hostesses are now called flight attendants. And chairman is called a chairperson, etc. So all these changes are done because women also acquire these posts. So this chapter is over. In the next class, we will do the exercises of this chapter. Learn the glossary is your homework. Thank you. Have a good day.